People are afraid, they are petrified. It have them locked up in a them house, them don't want to go outside. All of the clubs and pubs locked down, I can't even dance to my champion sound, but I stay strong. Ready for self-isolation, Sean. Now we under attack, drones from out of space. So if you're going out, put gloves on, put a mask over your face. Me all I wrap up my dreadlocks and bring my cleansing cream with me. Maintain a good personal hygiene and stay 3 meters away from me. So I say go straight out the door. Coronavirus, you're not welcome anymore. Were you the one who tried to make me lay down and die? You think I'd grumble? You think I'd lay down and cry? I will survive. I will survive. Just as long as I know how to live, I know I'll stay alive. Clean out your house good, disinfect and sterilize. I've got my Silk Bang, Domestos and my P-Rum by my side. Hope and pray the NHS don't fall apart. Big up the doctors and the nurses, we keep them in our thoughts. All those hours that them working just to keep people alive. Maximum respect due to all of you. My heart is full of pride. Now you see me say respect you. I'm not that selfish person in that supermarket queue. So if you feel like pushing past vulnerable people and I see all that anger that's inside, you don't want to upset me. So I say go straight out the door. Coronavirus, you're not welcome anymore. Were you the one who tried to hurt me with your lies? You think I'd grumble? You think I'd lay down and cry? Oh no, not I will survive, yeah. As long as I know how to live, I know I will survive. People, clean out your house good, disinfect and sterilize. I've got my Silk Bang, Domestos and my P-Rum by my side. So if just like me, you have lost good friends, and you don't know if it's corona or government and murder them, hello? One thing I know, just make sure you not end up in a hospital. Me not go make no doctor joke me not take no vaccination. So I say go straight out the door. Coronavirus, you're not welcome anymore. People, clean out your house good, disinfect and sterilize. I've got my Silk Bang, Domestos and my P-Rum by my side. Now they say that domestic abuse is on the increase because of all them dirty liars and them bedroom cheats. Through lockdown, them can't sneak out, and their lover is all alone. So they keep texting, sending messages to your mobile phone. Your partner find out, and them get vexed. Them sip your naked picture, worse than that. Them read them intimate text. Oh, but just like Shaggy, you tell them no, it wasn't me. No, you see all this corona causing your misery. So she say go sleep on the floor. As far as she's concerned, you're not gonna get her zoom anymore. She treat you good, she treat you like a king and a man. And just because you couldn't keep your little something in your pants, so I say go straight out the door. Coronavirus, you're not welcome anymore. Were you the one who tried to make me lay down and die? You think I'd crumble? You think I'd lay down and die? No, to all those shopkeepers who are going to thief. What was £1.99 is £3.45 this week. Oh, now let me send out a little warning to all of them. I will send for all my friends, thief out your things and share with them. So I say go straight out the door. Coronavirus, you're not welcome anymore. Clean out your house good, disinfect and sterilize. I've got my Silk Bang, Domestos and my P-Rum by my side. I will survive, yeah. As long as I know how to live, I know I'll stay alive. Hey, Clean out your house good, disinfect and sterilize. I got my silicone, domestics and my beer on by my side, so I say go.
This is a Friendly Fire production.
Hey everyone, my name is Lemon Lowe and I'm a bishop with Tradera. I just want to talk to you today about why Tradera. Well, why Tradera is that you now have an opportunity to learn a fresh, brand new skill. This is a skill that enables you to learn how to trade in the foreign market or the foreign exchange market. Many of us are already aware of what this includes. It's pretty much the exchanging of currencies in a particular country. So for example, if I'm here in Jamaica looking to travel to the United States, I would have to change my Jamaican dollars to US dollars. Now, I've heard of many stories of persons dabbling into foreign exchange or forex market and losing. However, for the first time now, you're able to be educated, yes, because knowledge is powerful. As a result, I have decided to mentor, encourage, and enlighten persons about how they can learn foreign exchange. Now, it's important to appreciate that this will not happen overnight. It is a process. So what I've created is a webinar, a daily webinar that talks about what is Forex, why persons are running to Forex, and how it is that you are able to profit even if a market is doing well or a market is not. So what it simply means is that you and I are able to make profits whether our market is doing good or bad. And that is powerful, especially because of what's happening with the pandemic today. So if you are interested in learning more about Forex and how you can actually leave a legacy for your children's children, well, my number is 876-778-2216. Again, my name is Lemon Lowe and the number is 876-778-2216. You can WhatsApp me or DM me. Looking forward to educating you. Thank you and have a good rest of the day.
Good night, my Facebook family and friends and YouTubers. Welcome to another episode of My Perspective. Yes, this is your host, Sean Falconer, once again, for another night to share, share everything. But I'll give my perspective on certain things. But let me first start by saying my original interviewee, Mr. Baldwin Sheedoff, Johnny Cheesecake. Unfortunately, he came on hill this morning. Yes, my brother, he came on hill this morning. I got a call from his wife that he wasn't feeling too well. He had to go to the hospital and all that. But thank God when I called this afternoon to do a checkup if everything was okay. Yes, he was okay. He was home resting and doing very well. Yes, he was recovering well. And my brothers who know Johnny Shees, Johnny Shees is a strong man. And for one, Johnny Shees take down here, I went to the hospital. It must have been very uncomfortable for him to go there because of the pain he was receiving. But he's home, doing well, and he's recovering nicely. So all who know my big brother from another mother, just give him a little call, shout out, bless him up, make sure I'm all right, and all that. And I told him his health come first. So, I had no problem. We will reschedule that interview with him on another point when he's back to his normal self. Because he was looking forward to share some of his recipes and some of his business acumen that he had achieved with selling Johnny Cheesecake. Yeah, man, the cheesecake is bad, man. And his whole, how he got involved and all that. But definitely, we will have him back for another episode of My Perspective, give an overview on how he started his business and how he's doing right now. And I wish him a very speedy recovery. and I know that he will be back shortly. And then as soon as he's up, we will schedule the interview, and then we will bring you on. All right. Just to let you know that next week, Wednesday night, I'm hoping to confirm by tonight or tomorrow, where I'm going to have a next surprise guest. This guest is a fervent brother, a young brother though. He's just 25. Yes, but his career has taken him to a new place, to new heights. If you follow him on Facebook, you realize that this kid is a man of God, and he recognizes where he's at, and he always gives praise. The day he celebrated his princess birthday. Yes, today was his child's birthday, and I wish her happy birthday. So hopefully next week, if everything goes well, I'll be having on my show from France. Yes, from France, the man, Mr. Junior Flemings. Yes, JC Bala. Yes, I should have Junior Flemings. He should be on my show next week, Wednesday night. Hopefully logistics work out for him and he'll be okay with the time and we can have an interview. If not, I'll do a pre-recorded interview, just get it over you, how is his career. This kid, if you follow Junior, he rise, he's come to the ranks. He played at the highest level. He went through stuff and now he's in France. He's playing in League 2 with a team called Toulouse. Yeah. And that team has a lot of potential because right now I think they're second in the table looking to go promotion. So that team is focusing and they have some young kids like Junior Flemings on the team at his right. So keep your fingers crossed. Next week, Wednesday night, I should have Junior Flemings, right? JC Bala, national representative, now playing his trade now. Just recently signed a contract, playing his trade in League 2 in France. So that's basically for now. But moving on, as you can see, I will have to do my solo tonight. But as usual, trust me, there are a lot of things going on. A lot of things happening in this world. A lot of things happening in this world. And, I was last week, I didn't get a chance because, last week I was speaking to Atachi, the artist. And, when you're getting that vibes and you're talking to the artist, Atachi, it was an interesting interview. I hope you guys watched it because, this artist is the rising star. And his team, and he's so conscious and all that. And he promised he's going to give me some new videos on his new EP, they call extended player, but we call album. Yes, my brother. Good evening, Mr. McDonough. Big up yourself, my brother, fervent brother. Thanks for joining. I hope you have a wonderful week, Mr. Michael McDonough. Thank you for your comments. So, our touch interview was wonderful last week. And hopefully next week, Junior Fleming, and then we get back to Johnny Cheesecake because, he has yes, my brother, best of love to you. He has a unique situation to talk about. But talk about that, I might have called on you, because you're a business owner too, so stay tuned. I might have to tap your resources to hear your views on doing business in a tough New York City. Yeah, if you don't mind, sir. But let's continue. Tonight, I just want to talk about the U.S. first, and then we'll go to Jamaica. Let's talk about the whole thing about the entire U.S. right now. Before we move on, I must say Monday was Martin Luther King's Day. I don't know why. I think that now should be a federal holiday where everything is shut down. Although most states recognize it, although some people still have to go work, I think that should become a national holiday. But I want to say this: we black people always have to go through a lot before we can get certain things done. And before Martin Luther King has passed away, he passed away. He was assassinated at the age of 39. Yes, 39 he was. I didn't even know he was 30. He was a young man still in prime. I know me old man. Yeah. I'm old. But anyway, give thanks to you. But Monday, there was some reflections and all that, and for me personally. And every year at that time, to be honest, at that day, Martin, to be honest, before I wasn't that interested, but with the whole thing about George Floyd and things happening in black and me personally experiencing racism and rejection and subject myself to being as a minority, not getting opportunity, equal opportunities, that only become a mood of reflection for me personally. And Martin Luther King Day just keep resonating in me that we as black people, for centuries and years, always get bad end of the shit end of the stick of all time. We always been treated. We always keep fighting to get our fair share, our equity in society. Is that fair to us? No. And the question keeps bothering me at times. Maybe someone can answer who's watching me now. Why are we treated this way all the time? Why are we so treated in such an undignified way, where we have to take the streets to get equity, to get justice? Why can't a natural process take place where they say they see us black people as equal play, give us equity treatment that we deserve? What's so hard for us to be getting that? And once again, I must remind my viewers that Mr. Johnny Shields took down sick this morning. He wasn't feeling well. He went to the hospital, get some care, but he's doing better. He's home, resting. Now, I sent some prayers, and I hope that you guys will reach out to him. My brothers from another Reverend brother will reach out to him. Just give back some strength. Because sometimes just a word he wants to hear, our brothers want to hear a word, take him out of wherever he discomfort. So he's home, resting on Johnny Cheesecake, home resting, and I know that we're going to reschedule that interview with him as soon as he's better again. So that's Johnny Cheesecake, my brother from another mother. And next week, I've scheduled an interview. Yes, with another rising star soccer baller from the Fairway College, Junior Flemings. Yes, Junior Fleming. He's playing League 2 in France at this time. So next week, Wednesday night, should have him here live. Hopefully everything works out, logistical, and we will make sure he's here. So stay tuned for that next week, Wednesday, and then we reschedule by Johnny Cheesecake for another time. So just keep that in mind. But coming back to us as black people, we have faced so much atrocity. Not from whites, but from your own people. Yes. And I'm trying to understand why we as black people always have to face those serious struggles. We have been beaten, been abused, been shot, been hanged. Old people, black people, even put us in a negative light at times. But why does it happen? That's the answer I'm going to search for. All these historians and these philosophers about blacks, yes, they're going to give me ideas, but why? Why one set of people always face that? Or people of minority. But they talk about the Asian, they talk about the brown skin people, Spanish people. Or why? Why? And that's a question I'm going to seek answer from. And I'm sure whoever was able to get that information from, but I'm going to try to get the answer. My word, it's 8:21 already. Seems like time is flying already. But let me get to I want to discuss and bring some different things and give my perspective. Let's talk about Mr. Joe Biden. this is today the first year anniversary. I was watching news. He's talking about all his things objective. He has so far done things that have been stalled, which have been stalled by his own party members, two members, and also the Republicans. They're not going to give him no support because they're all pro-Trump and they love Trump and they want Mr. Trump back in power. So therefore, they're going to give a Democrat leader the hell of the time. But what is the real problem with the Democrats is that after fighting for the Senate, they don't have a majority. And that's a problem. Because once again, the independent members or the free thinkers of the Democratic Party, of Joe Biden party, they're the ones that are stalling his progress, his progressive agenda. And if those members are stalling his progressive agenda, I can bet my money midterm election. Yes, the midterm election coming up this year, the Senate will flip back to the Republicans. Yes, I say it. Yes. If Joe Biden can get his progressive agenda or his legislations through the Senate and get them approved to help the American people as promised, like child tax daycare, and also like education for the kids and all that. If he cannot get his social agenda through the Senate, trust me, the Senate will have a majority Republican. And it seems like the Democrats don't understand that when you have this unity within your own party, yes, because once again, if everyone in your parties are not in agreement, and you keep this stalling the president agenda and plan, it becomes a turnoff for the people who voted for them. And even that, the people will turn away from the Democrats. And maybe what will happen? Two things. Either they go vote for Democrats, or they go vote for the Republicans, or thirdly, they abstain. That means they don't go out and vote. So, from my perspective, as he said, he would have to tackle his plans through bits and parts, which makes sense. Because once again, if he doesn't deliver on some of these things that he has promised the American people for the midterm election, I can guarantee you that the Senate is going to flip. So I wish him luck on all that. But one of the things that I must go back to, the sticky topic is all about voters' rights. Yes, voters' rights. Putting into law voters' rights. And that is where one problem, he needs to get that passed. Because once again, when as a politician, the politicians know when they make promises to people and they don't deliver, people will switch their votes or don't vote, are completely turned off from the old political system. Because people got to remember, Joe Biden and his Democrats got to remember that, as Biden said, he fought for the soul of this country. And we all know, as minority and black people, we saw what we went through 4 years. America was in a dark place. Only the white supremacists, the bigots, right, followers, Donald Trump, who believed in him, were the benefits of his social and economic. We as black people were under scourge. Our minds were fed with racism, bigotry, hate. And the Republicans were showing what they're made of. What is the real situation of America right now? And that is where we got to understand that we as minorities, people, or wherever, we got to make sure our vote counts. Yes, we got to go out and vote. Me personally, I went out and vote, do my part. But we as black people who have vote, we must go out and vote in an election. We must hold our politicians accountable. We must understand the dynamics of how best they will benefit us and our community. Because the reality situation is communities stay together. Caribbean, Guyanese, and Jamaicans, Asians stay together. Therefore, these politicians will come, they will have to come and improve our community. And we got to make sure that we stand on our feet to make sure our politicians are held accountable and they improve the lives of our people in their community. Yes. So therefore, we must stick together. Yeah, people say to me, yo, try not to talk crazy this, because I mean, no time we're going to go vote at election time. I'm really interested in the politics. Remember, my brothers and sisters, and I've learned this. Ignorance is no excuse. But the real fact of the matter, whenever we vote, it counts. And that's the important thing. Anyway, let's move on. Just let you know that the US also will give a free COVID-19 kits. Go online. Get a website set up now so you can go online and get your kit. Each also did that before. Try to get there for as soon as possible. The COVID-19, or I could say the Omicron or whatever virus now, and especially some say that New York started to dip, so make a decline. And it's good and bad, but what is happening now is that we have to live with this virus. Yes, people, I said it, we got to now be living with it. So therefore, in order to not get sick or go to hospitalization or loss of life, we have to get vaccinated. If you're not vaccinated, you know the risk already. Either, you're going to be in a catch-2 situation, you get sick, pass away, that's your choice. But now we have reached a stage that we got to live with this virus. Yes, we got to live with it. There's no two way about it. And quite frankly, there's going to be more variants is coming up all over. But the good thing about it is that Mr. Joe Biden in the U.S., and I'm sure in Jamaica, that in the U.S. over 218 people have been fully vaccinated. And that's good. While in Jamaica, over 1 million people so far have been fully vaccinated. That's good. So therefore, with the people, with the great antibodies and all that, then maybe whenever a new variant comes along, the amount of the community itself can fight off the infection. But it's not guaranteed that you won't catch it. You still will catch it. But because of your antibodies, which was built up through the vaccination, it will help you to not be hospitalized or save your life, or maybe from those who have high antibodies are able to create a herd immunity around other people who are not vaccinated. So we left the sciences to follow through with that and see what's going to happen in the next 5, 6, 7 months. But most importantly, my people, we got to keep masking. Unfortunately, We gotta keep. I'm not sure if social distance will help no more, but social distance and wash your hand will still be part of the whole process. So just do what you gotta do for yourself and your family. Next thing I want to discuss is that today, all the Trump supporters them and the former president got a big blow from the U.S. Supreme Court by a vote of 8-1. Even persons who are on who he appointed, 3 persons he appointed, they are voting against it. And this vote was against the release of documents for January 6th, the insurrection, that took place last year. And this information will go to some committees, the inquiry committee in Washington, D.C., who now will get all emails, all phone logs, all informed communications from his age straight across to his political alliances and everything that took place on January 6th last year. So that's a big, big blow. And trust me, when you can see the Supreme Court vote 8-1, that's yours. So now the committee will have more information, and more information will come out. Even recently, I saw where they have gone for the records for one of his sons. Yeah, they got one of the records one, and they're going to get one of his son's girlfriend phone records too. They requested it. So things are moving. And I'm not sure where it's going to end, but information will come out. And I know that this going to be, this report going to be thousands and thousands and thousands of pages. And when this committee finishes, we will know the true finding of this insurrection of January 6th that took place. So, we all need to have that. The voters' right bill, we need that to be passed because, like in mailing, vote mailing, got to be passed. The federal government has to step up on vote mailing. We need that to make sure to protect the rights. Because once again, some states which are Republicans are putting laws that block mail by vote, mail by drive-in, mail by computer. They block those. Even in Georgia, them block where them say no one. Oh my God. No one can go and give a voter who stand in line water. Yeah, that. What a ridiculous thing. Them block that. Them say they pass a law in Georgia say no one who stand in line, no stranger, no one can give someone who stand like water or food to aid them while standing like to vote. Yo, there are some ridiculous things out there, laws that some states really do. But as I say, the federal government will pass now. I know Biden is pushing for it. I think he's going to call on all the Republicans if they don't vote for this new voting rights. Martin Luther King's son is the one who's pushing it. Other Democrats and other persons are pushing it. But one thing I've learned in America, and I thought it was also in Jamaica, partisan politics exists. Worse, if one side felt that they were cheated out of the election, their president, and therefore they will do anything to prevent the party who was controlling the Senate and the House to pass legislations and all that. I had a view once that this country would certain things they will definitely be doing together and deal with that, but it seems like they are drawing lines on the partisan lines. Basically, that's what I'm right now. So let's hope and see what's going to go on. All right. So next, I'm going to go on to let me go on to world news. Yes, world news. The US, Ukraine versus Russia. Um, Even tonight, I just see where the Secretary of State is in Ukraine right now, and there is real tension. But I'm going to be careful and say real tension, because sometimes I'll be honest, the US says something create tension, which is not actually tension. And I would say, and I'm picking my words very carefully here right now, because what I'm seeing is that yes, there's concern that Russia are building up troops on the border, right? Are building up troops on the border of Ukraine. And this has been going on for months now, from last year. And now there are war games being played by the Russian soldiers on the border. Heard one time there was 100,000 troops on the border, but the Russia took away 10,000 from the border recently, and now they're playing games. But the sticking point that the president of Russia is asking is that is some condition that Ukraine doesn't become a member of NATO. Yes, that's what they said. He's asking that Ukraine doesn't become a member of the NATO family. Yeah. Oops, sorry. Now, this is concerning. I'm trying to understand why is Russia or President Putin is so adamant about Ukraine not becoming a member of NATO. And one of the things is that he's saying he doesn't want no influence of the West around this country or his territory. And he's saying that if Ukraine will come a part of NATO, then there is the West influence at his borders. And he can be seen that as a threat to his own leadership or sovereignty or to his country, where Ukraine is a member of NATO, and therefore, when one hear about NATO, you talk about England, France, and the big USA. No, they can have the access to Russia borders. But if that's Mr. Putin's stance, he should make it clear, right? But leaders, they play the politics road, said they beat up him through, just say this, I don't want Ukraine to become a part of NATO. And until that is satisfied, until that is agreed upon, then he's going to keep his troops there until we can have some agreement. If no agreement, troops will be there. If there's agreement, he might move his troops. But now the US is saying that there's some form of threat that he might invade. And I'm not sure if Russia will be invading Ukraine. But I can't take that away from Putin, because once again, if he invades Ukraine, there is going to be a lot of consequences. There are going to be some serious sanctions against Russia. And also there could be some war. Yes, war, because one thing I'm sure of, Ukraine is willing to fight for their own sovereignty and their independence from Russia. And therefore, if the US is backing the sovereignty of Ukraine along other countries, and they are giving military support in the form of weapons. Yes, weapons are being given to the Ukraine soldiers to fight off Russian if they should attempt to, yes, invade Ukraine. So that is the development story we've got to watch. I don't know if Russia wanted to go that far with the war, but at the same time, we cannot put it past Putin. And if that happens, and if I know for sure, then other countries will get involved. Right? It could be another Cold War or something with Putin, Ukraine versus Russia, and other countries start getting involved. But once again, if that be the case, the Kremlin could be under severe pressure. The economy could be crippled by heavy sanctions from US and other countries. So we have people here. We got to start paying close attention to that tension between US Ukraine versus Russia. So that's my thing on that. And we got to be careful of how we are seeing things. It's 8:42. The last thing I want to talk about before I move on into Jamaica scene and look at sports. Recently in New York City, there has been some disturbing crime. Yeah, disturbing crime. There was one where this young 19-year-old from, I think it's Puerto Rico, she was shot by a criminal. He had a history. Shot her for no reason. He shot Burger King. And he only robbed her for $100 and shot the young girl. He was caught recently. And he was spewing all kinds of crap out of his mouth when he was caught. And you know, people out there who supported this girl, start spewing back things at him too. And he was, and they're saying that he has been a known criminal. He was a worker there before. But to me, to shoot someone for $100 when he got the money shows that there's some level of mental illness in that criminal. Yeah, no matter what, you can't kill someone for $100, maybe, yeah, but shoot a young 19 innocent bright girl who had a future ahead of her. He shot her. And then again, I'm seeing where the homeless, a mental child push this financial manager in the subway on the tracks. And she succumbed to her injuries from a tray that hit her. That's another homeless person. And then we're seeing we're in California. Another homeless person kidnapped and killed this student. And he lived on the street. My problem is this. Mental illness is as serious as any other illness, my brothers. And I say this because, once again, you can't take for granted that because they have mental illnesses and they're on the subways, they can't do harm to people. These street homeless or mental illnesses do harm to people. So all I can say for me personally, I'm very vigilant when I go on the subway. If you are living in other part of the world, even in Jamaica, you gotta pay attention to your surroundings. Be very vigilant. We get sometimes caught up in our world when we're on the phones, when we're reading a book, we're reading our tablets and all that. But we gotta know more vigilant more anything, because although the world has changed because of this COVID-19 a lot, mental illness and people with homeless people are hurting good people. But I just can preach and ask you that be vigilant wherever you are, even if you're driving a car, on the bus, on the subway, walking. Please be vigilant. And I just want to talk about one thing before I move on. But it was 8:46. That a week ago or so, 17 persons lost their lives in an apartment building fire in the Bronx. That was a sad, sad, sad day. And what causes that fire was a heater. Yeah, a heater, those small unit heaters. And it got a short circuit, catch a bed. It was first on a bed, catch a bed on fire. Daughter made an alarm to her dad. The dad took out his family of 8 from the apartment, went to the door. That door was supposed to be automatically closed back, slam, because whenever you're in an apartment, they say you gotta keep wherever the fire is, you gotta keep your apartment open so the fire can contain. But that didn't happen. The door went open, the fire spread down all, went to an apartment. People were trying to get out of the apartments. Yes, Mr. Gunn, Spurs win today. Went up with a few. I'm glad. A big win, boy. A big win. Well, let me go get you class here. But it just shows that when the fire spread went to other apartment, people were trying to leave. They got caught up, died in stairwells. 17 people died. And, the thing about it is that it just shows that the building codes of these apartments are lacking. One, if that apartment had proper heat, the lady wouldn't use those small the heaters in the apartment. And even that too, and I've experienced it too. When you're in an apartment, people use the ovens. Yes, turn the oven, open the oven top, and get them heat in the apartment because there's no heat in the apartment. Therefore, I'm saying the main responsibility should have been on the building, our property owners or whoever in charge of the property. And I heard that those buildings are federally funded buildings too. But 17 lives were lost because of what? Proper heating. That's my perspective. Proper heat was in the building. And also lack of maintenance of the building itself. Because listen, those buildings are cheap in terms of living, in terms of the common $300 a month, a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom. But once again, people in those buildings live in squalid and poor maintained buildings. Lack of heat, doorways not properly, doors are always not properly garbage and all that. And when we talk about Jamaica ghetto, those buildings are like the ghetto, we call them projects here in the US. But I pray for the families and all that, whatever they go through, they go. I know they're buried and they got a lot of gifts, the Red Cross, and people make gifts to people who are burnt out, who are going to return back to the house, to the apartment. But the federal government now has to put in new proper regulation in terms of all those housing schemes or projects should be maintained. And the funding need to pass down that these buildings should be maintained properly. But once again, although they need proper maintenance, they also need people in those buildings need to know that they have to do their part in maintaining the building. And I can quite tell you, some people don't care. And what surprised me about that building, the gentleman, African, he had 8 children in there. And it's a 2-bedroom. 8 children live in 2-bedroom. These are the countries that a lot of kids live on in the USA. It's in New York City. But once again, each man don't have their own choice. So those are things I really worry about. And there are some bills that they plan to bring, like make sure regulating these small heaters, they come like kill switch when they return over, they must have the heaters. Also looking to install sprinklers on the floors where it is possible, but that will cost us the money. Yeah, the two suggestions too. And also more fun in terms of maintaining the building to make sure that they provide proper heating for these buildings. Because yeah, I'm living in a building and sometimes we're gonna heat. Yeah. And then some live upon some from the 13th floor. Sometimes the heat come up. I have to use little small heaters or the ones that good heaters to make sure we get some heat. Because the apartment is cold. And that's why sometimes natural things break down. Listen. Some of these buildings are old, the equipment are old, so the cost to replace all the equipment will cost that fire will do millions to change. Millions. So we're gonna look at those things too. So, I understand that what could have no heat, you have to use it, but all I'm saying is that buildings don't have to be maintained. Proper heating gotta be in place. Sometimes because sometimes I know they can have mechanical issues with the boilers and all that, especially in the winter time. And what I've realized that in this time, blessings and love built us here. Bless my brother. In this time in the USA, it's just for the winter. The firemen are a lot of fires. A lot of fire. Even in Bronx recently again, there was another fire up by Morris Avenue where the police this time had to run to the house and take out somebody who was trapped under a lot of furniture. One person lost their life. I'm not sure what really causes so many fires in the winter. I know there's gas leak, and it maybe boils on the proper maintenance. Something about the fire department at this time of the year has been working hard overtime to quell and save lives in winter time. It seems like every time but it doesn't happen in the spring or even in summer that much. But winter, I've noticed that over the years, that's where a lot of fires are starting to come true. I guess I'll try to find a fireman or a fire chief to speak about it and get his perspective why there's a lot of fires at winter time. And maybe we can get something. And maybe we can do that. Moving on, let's go to Jamaica because it's what up. 8:50. Listen, 8:54. I'm going to make a couple of comments. The crime situation is in Jamaica is always a pain. And I'm going to leave a statement and then come back to me another time. My thing is that the government or our administration has been too reactive. And when I say reactive, is that when they hear 10 people or 15 people get shot in Westmoreland, then bring in so operation, whatever, state of emergency, whatever they call so in there. I have 10, 15 people. What I am not seeing, to be honest, I am not seeing the proactive actions taken to prevent crime. I don't have the answer. I don't have a solution to, but from my perspective, Jamaica needs to have more proactive solutions. Yeah, when the proactive that things that can be put in place. Maybe like, let's put an example of a hotline number for women who have been abused. Women can call in. If you see anyone, child or kid being abused, you can report it. Or if you figure that guy, you have some money on home, boss, money on the well, man. But Spurs have 3 games in that, boss. No, 4 games, so we're going to be ahead of them. But I'm saying that Jamaica government or people needs to have more proactive solutions. That means you have more proactive solutions. And I don't have the answer. I cannot say We need to make an more proactive because today I saw where a child lost her life. She was left in the car by the father. He's a sergeant, the mother, a sergeant, police, and then from 8 to 4 p.m. They found a child in the car. I don't understand the whole psychic of that child. Why will he live? I'm going to hear more story in it. But my take is that Jamaica needs to have a more proactive solutions than reactive solutions to crime whenever it is available. You can't wait till a crime interface 15 dash, 20 dash, and they start bringing so. It makes no sense. Because once again, the criminal elements move from one sector to another sector, move back, go to the next sector, create problems and all. So we need to make a proactive solution. And I don't have the answer. Maybe I can get someone who can give them ideas. I see we have Mr. Amos with a caretaker for St. Catherine, JLP's caretaker. He is suggesting that all firearm holders should give some powers to fight crime. And he said that there are over 600,000 people there who have license and should be able to fight crime. I like the idea, I like the concept, and I read it, but there's always some X factors that we have to take in consideration. Is it that these persons when go look for crime fighting? Because we're not hear stories where crime take place and their firearm holders, they're present. So the legislation laws would have to look at that too. So a lot of things have to look into that. But we need proactive solutions to fighting crime in Jamaica, and that's my take on it. Not to be reactive, bringing so after 10, 15 people dead. That doesn't make sense. I think those solutions are wearing itself out. Yeah, wearing itself because once again, crimes are being committed. Over 1,400 people have lost their lives in Jamaica. Don't make sense. Got to rethink the whole process, do something different. That's my take. Anyway, moving on. Yes, went to my goods for got 2 minutes to go. Yes, go on. Today my Tottenham Spurs team won a big game. Yes, man, we came back from two goals to one and scored in the last 2 minutes of the game. Yes, it's quite clear that the Antonio Conte effect is giving this team some more belief. Why can't I leave Hurricane alone? Hurricane has been affected by the effects of his transfer saga, which wasn't materialized. It fell through. So I'll leave that alone. Hurricane, he'll score more goals. He might not get him 16, 17 goals this year, but he's going to contribute. And once again, Spurs going to be possibly the top 4. But think about with this person on Antonio Conte, it is showing that other players chorus these players out, so they're not good. Even Sanchez is saying about, but it shows that Spurs is a team now and a country will excel. Not sure if they make top 4. And to the Man U fans, yeah, your coach win a nice game. Cristiano Ronaldo came out a little upset. Top 4 with no. Yeah, listen. Yes, sir. Oh, thank you, Michael. Yeah, man, Spurs there. Yeah, you're right. Thank you. I catch the last. I'm going to confess. I catch the last 15, 20 minutes of the game. Was working. But Spurs has shown on a country that this team going to improve. And I think he's going to have to look. He's going to have either remove some players and bring in new players to freshen up the squad, to give them some to try qualify with Champions League position. Listen, don't worry about it. Spurs will win. If the only thing I'm concerned about Spurs is that if Daniel leaving, I got fire Conte down the road, because if Spurs will tell the deep for money, fire Conte again, and they will go back in the square one, because the chairman is the real problem for Spurs. And that's a fact. We not debate with nobody. Daniel Levy need to go. But guess what? He might have interest, he might have shares in the Spurs, so he could be chairman for life. Yeah, that's sad though, but it's unfortunate. Man U fans, the coach, Atan Cole, the Rashford score today, gave him confidence. Cristiano Ronaldo was upset and he was whining. And the coach whispered, he said, well, give Rashford a chance. Good for him. Good. Happy for Rashford. But hopefully Man U, I don't know where Man U will, because then, the squad is playing. I see where, what's his name, came off the bench there. The captain, Maguire. Yeah, man, long time film on the bench. It's not good enough. Yeah, man, Maguire was up on the bench, go on, man. Well, that's what it is. Before I go, I was going to talk about the NBA. The transfer will soon come to an end. And I'm going to have a guru back. Yeah, Rob Logie and Dennis Geddes will be back after the transfer thing is finished, so we can revisit. One thing for sure, I'm happy to see Klay Thompson. Yeah. Boy, Klay look hot, boy. The man look like he's back. Everybody go ahead and say, Rob Logie went on the record to say from Klay Thompson is back. Warriors will be champions. I don't know what I want to do, but we gotta wait and see. You're right, Michael. We got Spurs have 3 games in hand. So going up to the top 4, you're right about that. But the question is about maintaining that form and getting results. If you can't win, you draw the game then. And that's why the cutting points as they go along. But the EPL will have a long season ahead, and we're going to see what will happen. But back to Klay Thompson. His presence has so far been, Montreal. Hey! Happy birthday, Gwan. Happy birthday, my boss. I hope you had a wonderful day. It's a blessing to share your birthday with it, Yes. Go and enjoy it, my brother. God bless you, keep you. And remember, just keep your focus. And, and don't worry, Man U might come 7th and Spurs will come in the top 4. Yes, Michael, we're going to maintain form. But Klay Thompson is showing that after major injuries and all that, he comes back with a bang. I'm happy for him, and I hope that the Warriors stays. But remember, we're going to have the guru, Rob Logie, and then Dwight Gates come back and give us a revisit. I'm going to stick with the Bucks. The Bucks is looking awesome with the Greek Freak. Yeah, and Wellington and those guys. I still pick them to win. Yeah, I still pick them. LA sucks. I'm not going to wear much, but whatever can happen. There's some young stars. So, in my final close, my brothers, once again, I think I'll pass my time. That Johnny Cheesecake took ill today. He went to the hospital, doctors check him out. He's home now rested. I'm guaranteed that he'll be back. We will reschedule that interview. And also, next week, I will have Junior Fleming. Everything okay? He'll be here. I will interview next week, Wednesday night. Here he's now in France, playing League 2 with Toulouse, the France team. And that team has, guys, a welcome one. That France team has, young stars, and they're looking to do promotion. They're second on the table right in League 2. So hopefully that interview will take place next week, Wednesday, 8 p.m. right here on My Perspective. Junior Flemings will be my special guest next week when we talk about the football career and his journey so far. Good youth. So once again, thank you, my Facebook family and YouTube family, for joining me for another episode of My Perspective. Please remember, take care of yourself, wear a mask, wash your hands, social distancing, take care of yourself and the family, and please have a productive week. And Dunga, Michael, man, we got to talk, brother, because, you're a businessman and we always love to hear your story, because you have been a great ambassador. Yes, Tiga Bob, bless the love Bosh. Yeah, man, the guy with Jabowski. Yeah, my brother, thanks for the shout out. Yes, Dunga, Michael, we gotta talk. Your story is also unique, but I'll give you a call soon. My brothers and sisters, I'm a bigger brother. Thank you for joining me once again for another episode of My Perspective. It was a wonderful time tonight. And unfortunately, once again, Johnny Cheesecake will be back. We scheduled that. And join me next week, Wednesday, for an interview with Junior Flemings, Bala. Yes, fervent Bala, national player of Jamaica. Thank you. See you all. Thank you for being patient with me tonight, my viewers, and understanding. See you all next week, Wednesday, for another episode of My Perspective. Your host, Sean Falconer. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. Salute.